Hey, hi, how are you? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Today we're just doing a quick little video. What melee is right for you? Short little all substance, all style, all everything. Just quick little bits and pieces about how each job functions and whether or not you should play it. Let's get right into it. Alright, first and foremost, we're going to be talking about Monk. Monk is a job that is all about speed. You have the fastest GCDs of all the melees by a massive margin, being typically around either 194 or 193, which is incredibly fast if you don't know. It is not a very busy job, as its rotation is simply going through your forms over and over and over again until a burst window, in which case it tends to pop off and get incredibly busy because you have to weave your party buffs, you have to weave constant pops of meditation, you have to make sure you hit your perfect balances, and on top of that, you're doing this all with a 193 GCD. So it is a very fast job, it is a very fun job, it requires a good amount of knowledge and know-how though. Because if you don't understand the basics of the form, you're not going to understand the basics of the job. You're going to struggle to perform adequately in high-end content. It does bring a lot to a party, but by God, be warned, this job's fast, this job's furious, and this job will confuse the crap out of you if you don't study up. Now let's talk about Dragoon next. Dragoon is a very powerful party buffer with abilities such as Dragon Sight and Battle Litany that'll boost your party's crit rate or the damage of your highest damage dealing party member. However, you are a very jumpy job, and you are prone to lots and lots of animation lock, as well as a surprisingly forgiving yet punishing rotation that requires you to let two buttons never drift and the rest of them kind of get to be moved about wherever you want them to be. It is, however, a very static job at its core, meaning that if you understand the basics of its rotation, it should be pretty easy to pick up, put down, shift around, and adjust to deaths, downtime, and other various parts of the fight. It's one of my personal favorite jobs because of the strictness of it, because it allows you to really just focus on how you want to use your big buttons that aren't part of your standard rotation. Do you like flipping around like an MA character? Do you like using all of your buttons for 20 seconds and then using none of them at all for 40 seconds? By God, do I have the job for you, and that is Ninja. A job that has one of the most powerful party buffs in the game in Trick Attack, but also has one of the craziest burst windows in the game, involving you putting in 2 Rhytons, a Tenchi, Gen, Hyosho, Ranryo, Dream Within a Dream, your Mug, your Trick Attack, Havakakras, your double fleeting and forked Raijus, and all sorts of other buttons that you just have to shove into a 20-second window. By God, is it fun to hit all those buttons and see your damage just skyrocket for those 20 seconds, and then proceed to do nothing else for the next 40. It's a very fun job, it's very good at buffing your party members, however it has a very high skill floor as well as an incredibly high skill ceiling, involving things like an ability that isn't a true dash but instead allows you to quote-unquote teleport around the arena for great movement. Very fun job, very high skill floor though. Highly recommended if you have the fingers for it. Next up is Samurai, the even more weeby older brother of Ninja. A job that is all about hitting big numbers and casting skills such as Shoha, Ogi no Makiri, Midari Setsugeka, and all other sorts of crazy names. It's a job that is all about you, yourself, and your personal DPS as you try and hit big numbers, even though that's going to slightly change as everything is a guaranteed critical hit now, but by God, do we still have fun watching those big numbers pop up with exclamation points. It's a job that is all about having a very static rotation, except for that one time when you have to throw in extra GCDs to make some filler to make it flow just that little bit smoother. But by God, you want a job that is all about your personal performance, how well you play the job, and has a surprising amount of freeform to its rotation, as long as you know the key things to do throughout it. Samurai is the job for you. Do you want to be the edgiest job in the game? That's it. That's Reaper. It's a job that has a very strange party buff that is kind of wimpy, but also very good for you. Very strange quote-unquote damage over time that is essentially just a personal buff that you apply to a boss, and a very strange bursty damage window that is essentially like Machinist, but you get to have a cast bar in the middle of it as well. A very strange amalgamation, mashup, and all sorts of other words that describe whatever Reaper is, but by God, is that job fun. It's all about building up gauges for these rapid fire burst windows where you just go absolutely nuts, throwing out all sorts of crazy stuff while becoming possessed by the spirit of some random void sent from another dimension. Super fun stuff, highly recommended. However, keep in mind that if you die, you're going to be crying quietly in the corner while your burst does not line up with anyone else in your party. Alright, well there it is. Slightly comedic, entirely accurate, rapid fire descriptors of each melee job and which one you should play. I'm going to end this on a bit more of a serious note, a bit more of a slow-paced note. Just play which job you like. Try them all out. Watch videos describing how they actually play fully in depth. Learn how they work. Figure out if they work for you. Try them in trials. Try them in raids. Move up to Extreme and Savage if you feel confident on them. By God, just choose a job that fits best for you. I'm someone who's changed around which melee I play dozens of times over the past 3 years of playing this game, and by God, just play which one is working best for you right now. Either way, thanks for hanging out and watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope it brought a little light to your day or something. Subscribe and comment if you want to see more. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Regardless of all of that, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.